defense.
The number 39th, probably.
Because you
Well,
guys
they're-
make
they're-
every quarterback as good as Patrick Mahomes. It's like you play Patrick Mahomes every week.
Your defense is 30th. Well, it should be.
We have
And
such a bad defense.
all your
And we just
scoring
lost.
comes in
But
okay,
this
garbage time.
this makes no sense whatsoever. So the Cowboys are first in offense and first in passing, right?
Garbage time.
They're 30th in defense, but
It's not garbage time. We came back that whole last game in the fourth
the
quarter.
Giants are 31st in offense, but they're 5th in defense. So this is going to be an interesting game, actually.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like a 9-9 tie. I'm
They
guessing.
They don't have Saquon, so that'll be a huge help
man.
for us. But now we lost Tyrone Smith for the season, so we don't have a left tackle. We don't have a strong safety. We have 2 rookie cornerbacks starting pretty much. We don't have the best person on our defense in Van Der Esch.
Golly.
Our
Yeah,
defense
he's another
is
Lee who gets hurt
so,
every season.
so many holes.
Just so you guys
That's
know, we've been recording for like the past minute.
That's a lot of that's a lot of that's a lot of teams though. They got holes.
Welcome to another episode of Hoosier Nerds podcast. I know we've been recording for a couple minutes, or about a minute or two, but oh well, we're having a good conversation. Your hosts are Mikey, Tim, and the 2 Chris's.
Hello.
We were just talking, the Cowboys Giants matchup. If no one picked up on that, because Tim's a big Cowboys fan, and they aren't doing too good right now.
I'd be upset if I got that suckfest instead of the Colts and Browns. I'm just saying.
I know the Colts and Browns 3-1.
But 3-1.
3-1 versus
Cowboys put
3-1.
up like 45 points last game. Not a suck fest. Get out of here.
0-4 and 1-3. That's a suckfest.
It doesn't matter if the game is good. There's 2 shitty games. It was a shitty game on for Thursday.
Let's be
or
honest.
whatever.
You
And it
guys
was a
should not have
great
won
game.
the Atlanta game.
That Bear game, I didn't get to watch. I didn't watch the Bear game. I was comatose.
It was such a good game.
Was it really? That's which is odd for a Thursday night.
That was actually a pretty good game. I watched it while I was at work, and then I watched it when I got home. Nick Foles is still Tom Brady's daddy.
kind of like Eli Manning.
Yeah, Nick Foles or Eli passed it to Nick Foles.
Huh.
I mean, should we just? I mean, we pretty much started off with sports this week, so might as well, The Colts Browns is going to be a great matchup. Are the two of the best defenses in the league?
Yeah, let's look at their stats. Hang on a second. Let me pull that game up.
Okay. It looks like. Oh, go ahead, Mikey.
The Browns are favored, and the Colts are the underdog. It's only by 1 point. It's +1 for the Colts. So
Cleveland's got the number 1 rushing offense.
I mean,
The Cleveland's number 1 in rushing, but Colts have the number 2 defense in the league.
we
The
all know
offense is pretty
Odell's
fair.
But they don't have Nick Chubb. Browns don't have Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
They have Kareem Hunt though, but
all Xavier Rhodes needs to do is get in Odell's head, and Odell's out of the game because Odell is overrated.
But the Colts don't have Darius Leonard or Anthony Costanzo.
Costanzo's going to hurt us. That's
Yes.
the All-Pro left tackle, and we all know the Maniac is the best linebacker in the league.
he's an All-Pro too.
He's a Pro Bowler. He's a future Hall of Famer.
Did you just say Darius Leonard's a future Hall of Famer?
Yeah,
He's got like 3 years into the league. Calm down.
and he's already.
Oh my God! You've already saying that Dak Prescott's already as a Hall of Famer. So
Then I'm gonna say Van Der Esch is already a Hall of Famer.
Van Der Esch has the what was his name, Lee, that got hurt every season. Played like 2
I
games
know.
and got hurt.
I know he's got glass bones, but it's funny. In the games that he's played, he pretty much has at like above average linebacker stats. In his limited amount of games, he puts up a 15 game season in 10 games. So I mean, he's pretty good, but I still wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame because
I have no respect for the Hall of Fame whatsoever.
I mean,
Simply
the Hall of Fame
because
is the popularity.
it is a freaking joke. Okay, so
There's
and
certain
this is
that
okay. I am partial to
snubbed.
this because he is a Raider, but he has been snubbed so many years. But wide receiver Cliff Branch has yet to make the Hall of Fame. He was on 3 Super Bowl winning teams. He was a Pro Bowl 4 times. In his he's got better statistics than other players that are in the Hall of Fame, including like I think he's got better. I think he's better than Lynn Swan. But his stats are
Oh, he'll be in the Hall of Fame soon enough.
he died last year. He is yet to
He'll
make
be
the
in.
Hall of Fame.
He'll
Yeah,
be
he'll
in
be in
soon.
the-
Then.
I don't. So with this and then the overlook.
They only induct 5
the
players.
only-
a year, though.
the overlook of Kenny Stabler not making the Hall of Fame until he died. It's just serious. And then you got people
Yeah.
like Joe. You got people like Joe Namath in the Hall of Fame.
You can't put
a
everyone
disgrace.
in the Hall of
It's
Fame.
a disgrace. The Hall of Fame is a disgrace. It's not a real Hall of Fame. Like Chris says, a popularity contest.
Just because a few people that got snubbed, you can't say that.
There's a
keep trying
lot
to
of
put-
people
They
that
keep
got.
Yeah,
trying
but
to
there's
put Edgerrin
also-
James in there. I don't
They
think
only
Edge
put in
deserves it.
5 people a year. You know how many
But they're
people
putting in
deserve
people
to be
that-
in the Hall of Fame?
So you're telling me Randy Moss deserves to be in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
What are you
No.
talking about?
What-
you kidding
what-
me right now?
Yes, I am.
He's
because
one of
he's
the
a- he's
best
a-
receivers
no,
of
hold
all
on, time out.
time.
Hold on. Let me state my
How many
argument. He is a
receivers?
he is a prima donna. Hold on, listen. Why he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame? Because he gave up on however many different teams he played for. He gave up in Minnesota. He quit running his, hold on.
It's
Hold on.
stats.
He quit running his routes. He played in Oakland for a couple years. He quit running his routes and he gave up till they traded him to New England, where suddenly he had another spectacular season. He's a quitter. He doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
He has
no.
15,000 receiving yards.
Did he ever Did he ever play on a Super Bowl winning team? No.
That
Did he
has
ever
nothing
contribute?
to do
It
with it.
has a lot to do with it.
You don't have to
It
win
has
a Super Bowl to be in the Hall of Fame.
156 receiving touchdowns and
No,
15,000.
he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
Just every
He's
wide
the-
receiver
Ju-
is a
like-
just be, no.
top-
Watch his games. I'm telling you, watch his games later on before he left
I
Minnesota.
don't
Watch
need
his
to
games.
watch his games.
He is a
top
quitter.
5 receiver. Do you agree
He
that
was a
he's top 5
quitter. He was-
receiver in the league. Do you agree that he's top 5
No,
receiver
I don't.
in the NFL?
I really don't think he's.
How
the top
can you
five.
say that? He has the most
In the history of
receiving
the NFL? No, I don't give him top 5.
He's the second
There's
most
only-
receiving yards ever.
There's
Next to
only
Jerry
two.
Rice.
There's only 2 receivers I would pick over him, and that'd be Marvin Harrison and Jerry Rice.
I picked Jerry Rice, Marvin Harrison, Cliff Branch. I would pick probably Drew Pearson, Lynn Swan, Ahmad Rashad. I mean, you guys got to quit going back to the 1990s. There was a league before the 1990s.
Yeah, and I understand that. And you know how many Randy Moss
There
had
are
more
so
receiving?
many.
No, the whole 80s combined.
In the
Obviously
80s,
not.
it was a ground and pound league.
Michael
No one
Irvin.
cared about
Michael
throwing was a
Irvin alone.
gimmick
I
in
put
the
Michael
80s,
Irvin
let's be
ahead of him.
honest.
He was a quitter. He gave up.
That has nothing to
It
do.
has hold on. Yes, it does. Attitude has everything to do with it. It's the
All right,
same argument as it's the same argument. Hold on.
Michael
It is the
Jackson.
same. It is
Michael
the
Jackson
same.
was the worst
It is
singer
the same argument that LeBron James will never be as great as Michael Jordan. It's the
I mean,
same argument.
if LeBron
You can
wins
give me all.
championships, you're
you
telling
can
me
give
he
me
wouldn't be better than Michael Jordan.
LeBron James will never be as great as Michael Jordan was.
If he blew out every single stat by
It doesn't-
100,000
He
points,
will never be as great
that's
as
the
Michael Jordan.
stupidest
It's-
thing
it's-
I've ever fucking heard in my life.
It is a different era. LeBron could have never played in Jordan's era. That is a fact.
But that has nothing to do.
It has
It's
everything
guys,
to do
guys,
with it.
guys,
it's
guys, guys.
stats.
Tim
It's
and
not.
Chris,
It is not all
hey,
stats.
I need a
That's
gavel.
the only thing that matters.
No,
the
it's not.
only thing
It is
that
not the
matters.
only thing that matters.
When people go
If,
back
if
and
that mattered, if that mattered, why was Kenny Stabler not a first ballot Hall of Famer the way Joe Namath was? Joe Namath's stats couldn't even hold up to Kenny Stabler's statistics. So
All right.
it's not just all stats.
It is stats.
No, it's not because
All about stats.
Stabler
That's
had better.
what
Stabler had a
people
better
go
passing record, had a better passer rating, had a better completion rating, had more touchdowns. But yet Namath was first ballot Hall of Fame. Stabler, they waited until he died before they put him in the Hall of Fame. So it's not just statistics. So your argument right there is out the window based on Cliff Branch and Tim Stabler alone is not based on
receiving
statistics.
yards in the fucking history of the NFL. And you're telling me that
I
Cliff
said no.
Branch,
No,
let's see, where's Cliff Branch have for total receiving yards? I can't even find him on this list of receiving yards in history of the NFL.
685 yards.
Four-time Pro Bowler, 3-time Super Bowl champion. He scored touchdowns in 2 of those 3 Super Bowls.
He has some good stats. So.
He's got some great stats. Plus, that was played in a time when passing was not. It was not a passing league back then. But Stabler,
2,000 years.
Yes.
Randy Moss is a 6-time Pro Bowler.
I'm telling you. But like I said, so if stats are so important, why would, if like you say, if stats are that important, why was Kenny Stabler left out of the Hall of Fame for so long when Joe Namath was?
All right, I'm sorry. Stats
answer the question. So stats aren't everything.
Okay, but they aren't everything. But you can't sit there and tell me that
I can say yes. In my opinion, in my opinion, I can say Randy Moss don't belong in the Hall of Fame.
Opinion I've ever heard in my life.
Well, you're a Cowboys fan, so I can't.
Telling me
I can't
that
get to your head.
That has 10,000. What did you say he had?
Who?
Cliff Branch.
8,000.
8,000.
He has half the amount of receiving yards. Look
up Lynn Swan's statistics. Look it up.
Let me see. Where's Lynn Swan on this list?
I'm looking. 5,462 yards.
Oh, wow. Look, he's in the Hall of Fame. Oh, my God. See, it's not all statistics.
Look at the years he plays.
He's probably in the Colts Hall of Fame, first of all.
The what?
In the NFL Hall of Fame or the Colts Hall of Fame?
Lynn Swan played for the Steelers.
Okay, so hold on. Let me get into this conversation so I can end it, so we can move on. They all played in different eras. Cliff Branch played in the ground and pound era, so he's going to have less yards than Randy Moss. Randy Moss started playing during the, he was. I don't want to say that.
Tell me that Randy Moss doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
I say
Randy
he does.
Moss
That's just me.
Randy Moss is a first ballot.
The Randy Moss. I don't think a player who goes out there and stops running his routes. I don't think a player who goes out there and gives up on his team and stops running routes and stops putting in 100% every game deserves to be a Hall of Famer. And I will stand by that with anybody. You pick out a Raider that does the same thing, I would pull him out, and he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. No player who gives up
to be in
playing that game deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Do you agree with that then?
What?
That Michael Jackson doesn't deserve to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because he was a shithole of a person?
I don't know. I don't think he should. Well, I mean, if we're basing it on merit and not just his, I mean, that's like saying OJ don't. That's like saying OJ don't. Yeah, he does. Based off his career, he does deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Michael Jackson.
Because that's like saying OJ don't belong to be in the Hall of Fame. He does. OJ Simpson belongs in the Hall of Fame
because he's a shit person, though.
Let's bring this back around. He
doesn't deserve to be there.
We can have this conversation. We can finish this conversation later.
But
it's getting out of control.
OJ was a shitty person before when he got in the Hall of Fame. It wasn't he. You know what I'm saying? He was like that his whole life.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with his
career, right? So yes, does Michael Jackson deserve to be in the the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Absolutely.
Guys, all right, let's stop this conversation. It's getting out of control. Like I don't. Good conversation, but it's more yelling than it is debate. I didn't know we were doing a debate episode, but it happened between Chris.
One of the best players in the NFL isn't one of
who gave up on his teams because
that has nothing to do with it. He's still put up 16,000 fucking yards.
Guys,
can you see that's not good?
Hey,
listen, he's the one getting bent out of shape, not me.
No, I'm not getting bent out of shape. It's just
you are.
You don't listen to reason.
Hang on a second. Yeah, there is, because does Barry Bonds belong in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know baseball, so I can't argue baseball.
Does anybody think Barry Bonds belongs in the Hall of Fame?
I mean, he's one
I
of the
don't know
greatest
anything
of all
about
time.
baseball.
I
So
don't
What
know.
about Mark McGuire? No,
Barry
maybe-
Bonds deserves to be
yeah.
in the Hall. Okay, I remember Barry Bonds deserves to be in the Hall of Fame
no, he
because-
doesn't.
because just because he started juicing doesn't. It's still you still have to hit the ball. Before he started juicing,
Hold
he
on,
was still a
but
great-
juicing makes your bat speed faster. That's a fact.
yeah, but he still's got to hit the ball.
I mean, you
You
cheated.
know that you don't
He
you
was a
don't
great
you don't
player
you don't forget how to
before
hit the
he
ball.
started juicing.
He never should have juiced in the first place.
No, he
he
should
doesn't-
have. But
Any player that juiced doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
No, he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame because he cheated.
Exactly.
That's a different argument.
So
though.
no, it's not. It's
It
the same.
is.
Like I said, if you give
was
up on
speaking
your
the
team,
same.
if you give up on your team and you just lollygag around the football field and don't run your routes and do what you're paid to do, I don't think you belong in the Hall of Fame. And that's
Hold
the way I see Randy Moss, as
Hold
somebody
on.
who
You
gave up
tell
on his
me-
team.
You tell me what year that he decided to give up because he put up 1,400 yards, 1,400 yards, 1,400 yards, 1,300 yards, 1,300 yards, 1,700 yards, 800 yards, 1,000 yards, 600. I mean, that was at the end.
Oh,
2007,
what? Oh my God! What was
2007.
that again?
Yeah, 2006. How old is he though?
that was just like
30
last year. wasn't it?
32 years old. 2007.
2005 and 6. He played for the Raiders. He was
28.
crap.
28 and 29. So he had bad years. People have bad years.
2004 in Minnesota, right there. 767 yards in 2004. He gave up. That's when he started giving up in Minnesota. He played a decent year in Oakland. And hold on. Let me finish. He put up 1,000 yards in Oakland his first season. By then he realized that the Raiders sucked, so he produced half of that the following year, which is 553. So yes, he did give up. He gave up on two different teams. I can see that right there. He went from 1,600 yards to 700 yards. Then he went from 1,000 yards to 553 yards. Don't tell me he didn't quit, because he did.
What if? How do you know the Raiders roster perfectly? What if their 2006 roster was shit? What if they had no offensive? What if they had no quarterback?
They were 2-14. They were 2-14 that year. But
So you can't blame Randy Moss.
I can say that he gave up.
Okay,
As a Raider fan,
I found
as somebody
something.
who watched the Raiders, as a Raider fan,
What's
I
up,
have
Mikey?
never seen. He's like the Jamarcus Russell of. It was like Jamarcus Russell. He went there, he didn't run tape, he didn't do nothing. He was crap, and he gave up.
I found a quote from Randy Moss, not Randy Moss, Jerry Rice to Randy Moss, I mean, it was about Randy Moss back in 2011. Rice says that Moss was much more talented in him, even though Rice is considered the best wide receiver. This is what Jerry Rice said. It was hard for me to swallow because I was not as talented and I had to work harder. To see a guy with that much talent not give it 100%, it was like almost like a slap in the face. But Randy was Randy. He could have been one of the greatest if he had worked just a little bit harder. I don't think he wanted to give it 100%. You never knew what you're going to get with Randy. Sometimes you get that unbelievable guy, the amazing guy. Or other times you get the guy that took a couple plays off. That's what Jerry Rice said. So, I mean, Moss had the talent. But
I didn't say he didn't have the talent.
No,
I never said he wasn't talented.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think in his mind, he's maybe thinks like, I have all this talent, I don't need to work that hard, and it'll just come to me. Like, but I mean, nowadays it's like people really want to like work, and if they really want to succeed. But I mean, Randy did succeed. I'm not saying he didn't, but I just think like
I think he gave up to get out of a bad situation.
In 2006, the Raiders threw 24 picks and 7 touchdowns. So clearly, it wasn't all Randy Moss's fault.
Well, when you got a guy out there half-assed down the field and nobody to throw to,
blame all of it on Randy Moss, though.
I'm not blaming their sucky season on Randy Moss. I'm just saying I don't think a guy that gives up on the field like he did belongs in the Hall of Fame. That's what I said. I never said that he wasn't a great receiver. I just said I don't think he belongs in the Hall of Fame, and I don't think he should be first ballot based off of how I saw him play his game, which was half-ass a lot. And that's my opinion. And there's statistics that back it up. There's a Hall of Fame wide receiver that feels the same way I do, that he gave 100% when he felt like
Never
it.
said that Randy doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
He didn't say that. He didn't say that.
He could have just been better.
I'm just saying. Yeah, he could have. He should have. That's what you get paid to do. If I go into my job and half-ass my job and yell at my passengers, they're going to get rid of me.
Okay.
And I'm not getting paid millions of dollars to do it. That's his job. His job is to catch the ball.
Chris.
That's what his job is to do.
Let's-
And he failed to run the routes properly.
16,000 yards.
Guys,
okay,
we're
I'm
talking in
sorry.
circles.
Two seasons he forgot to. 2 seasons he gave up. 3 seasons in his career he gave up. Okay, that's shit.
Guys,
bad thing to do.
But we're talking in circles. We're talking in circles now. So just stop. Okay? We're talking in circles. Let's move on. We've been on this for 20 minutes.
Football as a stupid argument to have with people that don't listen to reason.
You both are not listening to reason. You both are making good points.
I'm backed up by 16,000 yards, and that's.
Tim,
why are you getting all bent out of shape?
You both stop it. Stop it.
I don't get it. I'm just making conversation here. It's just my opinion. That's all.
Stop. Let's move on, because we can sit here and talk about this forever. But I don't want to talk about just Randy Moss. Yes or no?
I mean, he's in the Hall of Fame, isn't he? Right now?
He is.
Okay. That's what I thought.
All right. Finally, our next topic. I hope we don't get drawn back.
Oh, we'll find a way. I'll find a way to do it.
I will go to your house and shoot you. So with all the movies being pushed back to 2021, we're finally talking about movies. I don't know how we got here, but we got here. Are movie theaters going to survive, or are they dead?
They're dead.
I think they're dead.
I hope not, because I really don't want to spend $20 to watch a movie at home. To rent it for a day or whatever it is.
No, they'll just come out with some like Paramount subscription, and you pay $50 for the year, and you get to watch every movie when it comes out.
No,
or Sony or something.
On Disney Plus, it was like $100 for a year or whatever on Disney Plus. But I have to spend $20 if I want to watch that new Mulan movie.
It was $30.
No,
$30.
No, if you have Disney, there's like a special thing for it. I saw for Disney Plus that you can get for the year, and it gives you all of the new movie releases. Let me see if I can go see what it is. It's like Disney Plus Plus or something stupid like that.
I already have Disney Plus. I don't want to.
Well, I'll pay more, right? I'll wait a month or two
Netflix.
until they put it on there.
Or I'll just find it online somewhere.
I think it's like an extra thing on top of Disney Plus.
I mean, I'm already trying to talk myself into getting rid of Disney Plus, because really all I have it for is The Mandalorian at this point.
I think they're dead just because there's not a new movie every week. It's not a couple new movies every week. It's
there's not. That's what
every
that's
like 3-4 months. So I think it'll come back. I don't think they're dead forever.
I think it's just going to put a serious dent in it. I mean, I was looking up what's coming out. Like they pushed Dune back till next October.
Yeah, which I'm super sad because I'm hyped for that movie.
I mean, there's really. I'm wondering if even Wonder Woman's going to be released at Christmas. At this
I have
point.
a feeling it's going to get pushed back.
I do too.
I don't know why they're pushing everything back. I guess because California is still locked down and everything.
Right. I mean, most of what I'm saying, the coming soon list on. I mean, you got Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, supposed to come out December 11th. Death on the Nile, December 18th. And then you got Wonder Woman on Christmas. And I just don't see a lot of these being. I don't see a lot of them being released. I really don't.
I think there's a lot of people still hesitant about going out in public too. So that's just gonna make it harder for people just to spend their money at these movie
Well,
theaters if they're open.
Well, and I mean, Broadway shut down till May now, and I don't. Broadway isn't just. I'm not talking about Broadway surviving. It's like, I mean, people go to New York. Tourists go to New York to go to Broadway. You have restaurants and stores on Broadway that cater to tourists, and all of that. I mean, it's not just the theaters that are hurting. It's the, like I said, it's the trickle down effect. But I just don't see how. I mean, here's the top 6 movies of last week. Was Tenet was number 1 at 2.7. Hocus Pocus made 1.9 at number 2. New Mutants made $1 million. Unhinged was 4th at 847. Infidel was 5th with 460. And Empire Strikes Back was 6th with 335,000. But the number 1 movie only made 2.7 million.
Yeah. Are those older movies still like $5 to watch?
No, they're like full price.
No, some of them are supposed to be $5. There's $5 specials.
I went to
I didn't know they're
Shrek
like
yesterday,
$1
and it was
something.
like $6.
Was it still $6.49 for Shrek?
Yeah,
Because
full
was
price, I
Hocus?
think.
Did you go see Hocus Pocus?
Yeah, I did. It was full price also.
You know, AMC's got these listed as $5 faves.
Well,
Shrek
they're
was
lying
supposed-
because I bought the tickets for like $6.
Shrek was supposed to be $5. But, you see, you got robbed. Sorry. Let's see what's.
I think it'd help to bring people in if they're like $1 or $2, just to get people in the door, and then
Yeah.
they'll be more likely just to spend it on concessions where they make the money.
Well, that's why that's what I've been doing is when we go to the movies, normally I sneak candy in because I'm cheap. And I've been buying candy at the theater because, yeah, what the crap? Yeah, because I was looking at movies tonight that are supposed to be $5 favorites.
We're going to lose our AMC follower. Don't tell him to bring candy in. They're going to be watching for you next
Man,
time.
I know.
have a gift card. I hope I still.
That's it. The candies is like $4 for a bag of Reese's Pieces,
ridiculous.
and I can get a box at the store for 99 cents. So yeah,
I feel like I'm getting highway robbed.
it is
Yeah,
for a
every time I
$5
go
soda.
Whenever
It
I go to
costs
the
me-
movie, I buy stuff just because I feel like I need to help them.
It costs twice as much for a snack and a drink than it does for the movie ticket.
If you want to know why movie theaters are going out of business, ask Chris, the number 1 culprit.
I always buy the drink there, though. Usually, I don't buy the.
Well,
if they had the
RAMC
popcorn thing, I would do the popcorn thing. You know?
RAMC has the 1,000 drink combination.
Adam
machine.
West when he brings his own corn and it's cream corn in his pocket.
Hey, I was in a movie theater in Florida one
here.
time. I was in a movie one time in Florida. This guy got up during the movie and left and came back, and he was eating chicken wings.
Yeah.
That is not a lie.
I think it was I was in high school. My friends and we snuck in rallies into the movie theater, and we were eating like burgers and French fries in the theater.
My mom and dad used to do that. They would go to Burger King and get a Whopper and stuff, and then go to the movie. And my mom would sneak it in, and they'd eat a burger. I don't know how you do that, but I mean, whatevs. I used to sneak candy in or buy a bottle of soda, you know, but.
I worked there. Used to sneak candy in when I went to go see a movie.
Sorry about the fire alarm.
When I was in high school,
down.
I knew a kid that worked at the movie theater when the movie theater was in our local mall. We had a movie theater in the mall, and we could buy a Coke in the mall, and we could just take it into the theater, and he didn't even care. So it always pays to know people.
It's Disney Plus Premier Access, by the way.
How much is it?
I cannot find a straight answer for that. I have looked on so many different websites and I can't get an actual dollar price.
For real?
There's one thing that says $6.99 a month and $69.99 a year, but that's
the regular plus.
That's regular plus, and then it says get premier access to Milan.
I remember during quarantine.
Stream for $30.
What was it back in
Is it
April?
this?
Was it?
They couldn't have been charging $30 to watch Disney, to watch Mulan.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are.
On top of your monthly price or yearly.
Yeah. When Mulan was released,
Who wants to see a movie?
No one.
What? $30?
It's only
well,
for like.
I mean,
For
but
a
if you've
bad
got-
Mulan?
if you've got 3 kids
Yeah,
and
it's
you've got
only
friends,
family.
and that's where that doesn't that
Well,
comes
yeah.
on.
Well,
I guess
you know, a
it's
single
the
guy
deeper
like me,
person.
I don't want to spend that money for a single for myself for a single movie.
Yeah, for yourself.
Didn't they do?
but
They did that with Scooby Doo, didn't they?
Yeah,
released-
Scooby Doo was like $20. What was that Chris Pratt animated movie with when he was going on a quest or something?
Yeah, but that showed up
was like
on Disney Plus
$25.
2 weeks later for free.
Has
Yeah.
anybody seen that
it's
Spies
a-
movie with Will Smith? It's hilarious.
No,
Spies Among Us or something like that. It's a
he
weird
don't
little.
belong. He don't belong in the Hall of Fame. Will Smith. I'm just-
All right,
That was a joke. That was the joke.
Chris,
I was wondering if that movie was any good or not,
Chris!
actually.
I'm gonna choke you out at Five Guys, and I'm gonna fly over
Not even
to.
me.
I'm gonna
Is
fly
it
to
no?
New
Is it no?
Bedford
But
to
is it
choke
good? That is it? I was wondering if that movie was any good or not.
I mean, it's not like his best performance or anything like that, but it's pretty funny.
Is it really? I want to check it out.
Because it's Will Smith's voice coming out of a little bird too.
Oh, that movie looks
Even
hilarious.
better, like that. Just for that reason, it's like Shark Tale almost. Like I think Shark Tale is pretty funny because it's Will Smith coming out of a little dory fish.
You know, I always liked Finding Nemo until I found out I was laughing at Dory because she's got a disability. Now I can't watch either one of those movies right now.
You ruined that movie for me.
I'm sorry,
You-
but
you
we're laughing
legitimately
at.
ruined
She has a disability, and we're all laughing at her. That's horrible.
Can
We laugh at Scooby Doo because he has a speech impediment.
What?
We laugh at Scooby Doo because he's got a speech impediment.
No, he says he has a speech impediment because he's a talking dog. Okay, he doesn't legitimately have a disability
not
like
a
Dory
talking
did.
fish.
No, but she's got a disability. It's horrible. We can't be laughing at her. She's a fish with a disability.
A fishability.
She has a
No.
fishability. Yeah.
And it's not breathing underwater.
Yeah, but I agree though. But going back to I'm not going to pay $20-$30 for a movie.
No.
And the thing is, I can find them online for free within a day. So you're going to have there's like a million people out there like me that cheat the system. So how much money are you really gaining by doing those video on demands?
They're probably losing money.
They've got to be losing money.
And they definitely better put out a better movie than that Mulan.
Yeah,
Is it any good?
It's
No.
trash.
It's
apparently.
it's every review that I see is just I don't really want to get into it because they touch on the gender issue and stuff like that. But
they also
every single I think the original Mulan was fine the way it was. In any
Was that like the Lion King remake?
not to get into politics, but they thank the Chinese Communist Party at the end of the movie.
Shut up! No way.
Yeah,
They not the Chinese Communist Party per se, but entities of the Chinese Communist Party, and these entities have been investigated by the world, the UN for human rights violations, and they
the
thank
main
them.
girl, the star of the thing is proponent of the Chinese government, I think, and not the people or whatever. It's all the whole movie is just blanketed with political and nonsense garbage, and it ruined the movie.
You know what?
On Rotten Tomatoes, I know some people don't like Rotten Tomatoes, but it's got a 75% with the critics and a 50% with the audience.
Did anybody see the Rambo movie? Not the last one, but the Rambo where the missionaries hire him to go.
Where he cut people in half with the 50 cal. Yeah, that movie was awesome.
So like the general of the army of the bad guys in that movie, he was a legitimate general on the good side in real life, and he fought against those people that Rambo shoots in half with a 50 caliber rifle, because that really goes on over there.
Yeah, that
And so
Pol
that
Pot was a horrible person. That's
yeah,
basically where they were, was Pol Pot.
yeah. So but that guy he was a real general for the army that fought against those people that Rambo were fighting for. So I thought that was kind of there's your little trivia for the week.
All right. So
Can
we're all
we all agree that movie theaters are dead?
yeah.
We can all agree that movie theaters are dead. Disney is
Okay.
ruining its own movies by making live action versions of their cartoon movies.
I mean, I think it would have been okay if they just included. I mean, a big problem with the people that are going to see Mulan are me, are Chris, are Mikey, are like
Exactly.
28-year-old like people that are just want to see the like Mulan like reimagined. And once they took out the musical aspect of Mulan and took out like the songs, right there, cut that movie's rating.
Well, but they did the same thing with The Lion King.
Yeah,
I
true.
heard The Lion King live. I never watched it, but
It's
I heard
terrible.
I heard it was
like
okay.
I loved it.
actual like footage from like the, or am I wrong?
No, it was all. That's
Like,
all animation. Like
It's
that's
all
Yeah.
animated.
I think it's all CGI. Yeah,
It's all CGI.
I think so.
I don't know. I actually need to watch The Lion King. The
It's
live action.
I like
terrible.
Hold on.
I
live
liked it.
actions.
I
The
liked
cartoon, I love the cartoon. I really do. And I'm older, but I enjoyed that movie very much. The new one it's awful. And I'm like, why are they doing this?
You want to start a fight? Say you don't like Lion King. I'll be at your house in
I like
5.
I like Robin Hood better, but that's my generation. But
I mean, that's
Robin
not.
Hood, Little John.
Robin Hood's great.
yeah, the Robin
I
Hood is great.
can't.
That's my favorite Disney cartoon. It's always been Robin Hood. But
What sign is
When Hook was on the other day, and I was like, so good.
you know
oh yeah,
movies
Hook is really good. I enjoyed Hook.
Hook is. I started watching it the other day. It was like on TV. I caught like 4 or 5 minutes of it. It never left Hook. I
You know what?
switched to it, and I never switched off. It was such a good movie.
That is a good movie.
How
I don't
good
think
Robin Williams was.
Speaking
Whoever
of-
played Hook is fantastic. I forget.
Speaking of
Dustin
Robin
Hoffman
Williams.
played Hook.
Oh yes,
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
Dustin
Wow.
Hoffman. I forgot.
Speaking of Robin Williams, the Aladdin's my favorite Disney movie, and the live action with Will Smith was horrible. And I got like 20 minutes in,
Again.
and I turned it off.
It wasn't bad. I didn't mind it.
I couldn't get into it.
I mean, it wasn't. I wouldn't say it's obviously not like a great movie, but I mean, it's not. I've watched worse things in an hour and a half.
Well, I didn't even see the live action.
It was like one of the first things I tried to watch when I got Disney Plus, and I turned it off within like 20 minutes because I couldn't get sold on Robin Williams. You can't outdo Robin Williams as the genie, and Will Smith didn't do it for me.
Is Mulan available now on Disney Plus?
No,
Can we
it's still
watch
like
it?
$20, I think.
I'm looking to see if it is on the app.
But moving on to our next topic, we're moving on to some news.
I actually found
Usually
something.
we don't do news last, but we talk sports first for 20 minutes, so news is last. Well,
I got news.
go ahead, Tim.
No, you go first because I
All
need
right.
to.
For Spider-Man 3, they announced Doctor Strange is going to be in it, and I'm actually pretty excited
If it's ever
because Doctor
released.
Strange is one of my favorite Marvel characters. This one's going to be, and they're still talking about for Spider-Man 3, they're going to have all the live-action Spider-Mans in it. So because it's going to be like the multiverse or whatever, and I can't wait.
I heard Kingpin wanted to be in there too.
Yeah, the guy that plays Kingpin in the Marvel in Daredevil for Netflix wants to be in it. He played a great Kingpin. Like I legitimately think he was one of the best Marvel. If any Marvel anything, he was one of the best villains.
I think you said Kingpin, and I'm thinking, Bill Murray. And
Okay, boomer.
I mean, hysterical. Sorry. Go ahead.
If you guys have anything to add to that, you can. But that they just kind of announced that I think on Thursday. or Wednesday. I can't remember.
DC sucks. Wait, who said that?
All right, Tim. We can
What?
have
There,
this
it was
conversation
hold on.
another
It was a ghost. It flew by the window. He just
Yeah.
said it as it went by.
You're gonna be a
wasn't-
ghost here in a day.
It
or
wasn't
so.
me. I don't know. It wasn't me. I don't know where that came
I'll have to get a
from.
Ouija board for you to join the next episode.
Oh man!
God damn.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
The boys, Amazon for the boys cast Jensen Ackles of Supernatural fame as Soldier Boy, who is like their Captain America, basically.
The boys are better than all DC characters. Changed my mind.
He can be
What?
Superman and hose all over that place in that series.
Tim, I'm
Well,
gonna
I
legitimately like
It
punch them.
wasn't me. It wasn't me.
That ghost came back. That ghost came
It was-
back to the drive-by
It was,
again.
the other way. The wind blew the opposite direction.
But Jensen Ackles is a great actor. I can't wait.
I love Jensen Ackles.
And I'm sad. I'm sad. Supernatural's ending after what 15 seasons.
What a handsome man.
I know.
Yeah.
And he plays a great character in one of the Batman movies. He
Oh.
plays the Red Hood, or one of the was it Dick Grayson? No, it wasn't Dick Grayson. He plays Robin. The Robin.
I was
that
going
gets
to say,
killed.
isn't that Robin?
There's 3 Robins.
I know. I can't keep track.
There's Night.
I haven't.
The
Really
first
read
Robin turns into Nightwing, who
He's a badass.
he's a badass.
Yeah.
He's
Love him.
Superman. He's not Superman. He's Batman with less money.
it.
The second one.
He's a
the
poor
second-
Batman.
He's hanging out in the lower income neighborhoods. Don't worry, Batman.
The
I got
second,
these people.
the second Robin gets killed by the Joker and turns into the Red Hood because Ra's al Ghul brings him back to life in the in his little chamber that he can bring people back to life. And then the third Robin is Bruce Wayne's son. I know. I nerded out.
I couldn't do that one. Which one's Batman Beyond, or is that totally different?
That's what Batman's a boomer and he gets some kid off the street.
Yeah.
Takes on a
Batman.
protege.
Yeah.
I can't find the picture, but I saw a meme the other day that it was like a little like sign in a bathroom, and it said like even Batman listens to his mom or something like that. And then it was like, wait, I don't think he's listening to his mom anymore.
And the final bit of news from me, at least, no one asked for this, no one wanted it, but we're getting it. We're getting a prequel to the Hunger Games.
Oh,
I hope-
I volunteer.
I don't care.
I'll
The
just
Hunger
go in
Games-
there.
Hey,
and
the
get
odds
killed
be
and
in your
still win
favor.
it be
I
over.
will say that I've never seen the last movie, but
It,
the ones
it was
I have
trash.
seen I liked.
See, I don't care. I want to know what's going on with the rest of the world. Like the meme. It's like, hey, does anybody know what's happening with America?
You know what was frustrating about that was I went to see it. I saw all of them, but I think it was 3 of them. Was there 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, and 3 and 4 were two? Was
Yeah, it was a
Carter,
two-part.
yeah. I
they
think
split
so.
it in half, right? It could have been one gigantic movie. But I went with my stepdaughter, and we saw the third one. And when we went to see the third one, we spent like half the movie trying to remember what had happened in the first 2
Mhm.
to get caught up to the
Yeah.
third episode. And then by the fourth one, it was just way too much. And it felt like a waste of time. So
They tried to milk it like Harry Potter did with the last one and make it a two-parter,
yeah,
but it really didn't need to be a two-parter.
I thought the first 2 were good.
The first
Have
one
you guys
great.
The first
you guys
one is
ever
really
seen
good.
Maze Runner series?
Yo, Maze
Yeah,
Runner's
they
awesome.
just
The
keep
third one was a
running it.
letdown.
It's a
I
letdown.
know.
You know why? Because all they do is run in a maze. Oh, hey, look
In
at me.
Maze.
That's only the first one.
That's only
This
the
is-
first movie. Is just and they're only in it for. I mean, they probably get out in like the last like 20 minutes. But
Wasn't there
uh,
another one? Another
Maze-
series? I'm sorry, not Maze Runner, but there was another one.
Divergent.
Yes.
Insurgent, Divergent, and Convergent.
The
those
last
are
movie
Insurgent
was so
and-
bad; it was straight to TV.
Did it
The
I
really?
like-
Divergent series, and what's her face didn't even want to be in it. The main actress.
Again,
Shailene Woodley?
those those two series, respectively, like Maze Runner series and the Insurgent series, if you watch, like, if you're ever bored and you want to watch like 3 movies in a row, it's actually like a pretty good,
Yeah.
like 3 movies together. Like
It's one of those things where
the last ones aren't very good, but they're good when you watch them right after
Yeah.
the first two. Like I thought Maze Runner, people will always say, like, pretty much for everything, that the book was so much better, blah 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 blah. I don't care.
That's usually the case.
um the book's not the one that's in the Hall of Fame though, so that's all that matters. So but the Maze Runner movie is, I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great, like, story, unusual. I feel like just all around it
Yeah.
was intriguing.
my
Here's
the reason the
here's-
third one kind of sucked was because the main actor got hurt doing a stunt. He fell off like a truck or
And-
something.
I feel like just with most things, it's hard to
Recapture.
live up to expectations of what the third movie that is it's the last season of something. It's got to be like super fantastic and hit
Like Game of
everybody's
Thrones.
expectations, and it just doesn't live up to. Well, Game of Thrones didn't just not live up to expectations. It straight up flopped for season 10 or whatever season it was.
Hate.
Which I just bought. Yes, or
I didn't think it was
Yeah,
I
that
hope
horrible.
you paid half the
My only
price.
issue with the big battle scene, I couldn't frickin' see anything. My whole screen was dark the whole
I
time.
feel like there was half as many episodes. First of all, that
they
was
could have. Their whole thing, like, yeah, we're running out of material, and our episodes are going to be longer. The episodes were barely longer.
and they
They could have easily
it-
added 2-3 more episodes.
they should have just ended, and they should have worked a little harder to end season 9 with the ending, because it was almost like season 10. Everybody's contracts were running up,
You mean season 8?
out. I'm sorry, season
Season
8.
8 was the last one.
I for some reason I always expect everything to go to like, or 10 is like the benchmark, but it's almost like they tried to like ram through that last season because everybody's contracts were running up and probably had like movie deals and TV deals elsewhere, and it
Probably
just
had
didn't.
budget issues.
Yeah.
There was like they were leaving like water bottles and stuff like during the show.
I mean,
like how?
okay.
Starbucks.
So
cup.
there were probably mistakes in other episodes before. It
Yeah,
just
that you just
this
didn't
kind of
notice.
compounded it.
Yeah, it
Compounded how
just
bad
made
that
it
last
that
season
much
was.
worse.
So okay, so this is a question as a boomer, because I'm wondering about this. So I'm looking up like Divergent and the Maze Runner, and like Divergent came out in 14, then Insurgent came out in 15, and then Allegiant came out in 16, and then the Maze Runner came out in successive years as well. So as a boomer, as y'all call me, when like okay, so like Star Wars,
No,
they
you're
would
not
come
a
out.
boomer, that's a joke.
I know that, but they come out like Star Wars came out, and then in 77. Empire doesn't come out till 80. Jedi doesn't come out till 83. Are they rushing it because they don't want people to forget about it because there's so many more movies now than there was when Star Wars came out?
They're
That
trying.
it kind of waters down the movies.
I
No.
see what I kind of see what you're saying. I understand what you're
I
saying.
think they're trying to milk it as fast, so they don't want the hype to die down. So they're trying to milk it as fast
Well,
as they can.
I feel like Maze Runner and the Divergent series were going toe to toe. I'm pretty sure they kept.
Yeah,
They
it
were
looks
going
like they were.
1-1.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I feel
Hunger
like they
Games
were
was on
like
pedestals by
counter.
itself.
They were like counterparts of each other. So I feel like every time Maze Runner came out first, I'm pretty sure, and then Divergent or whatever, like the first of that series came out like that same year or the year later, and
'Cause
then
that's
I
what-
feel like Maze Runner felt obliged to be like, all right, now we got to finish our shit to put out a new movie.
Because that's what happened with the Hunger Games. I mean, they came out 12, 13, 14, and 15. So, but like you said, you don't. I guess they're afraid they're going to lose that audience.
Yeah. And I mean, is this a ridiculous statement to say that, or I mean, comparing Star Wars, like not Star Wars, but like the making of Star Wars to the making of like Maze Runner? I feel like it'd be like a billion times easier to make Maze Runner than it would be to make Star Wars in 1978 or 77 or
77.
whatever.
Yeah, it came out in 77.
So I can understand it taking a lot longer of a time back then, because you don't, I can't
Well,
just
also, but I guess
CGI everything in a minute.
right. But does that, like I said, does taking the time, does that help? I mean, even the Star Trek movies back then, Star Trek came out in '79 and Wrath of Khan came out in '82,
Look at
and then '84, '85 was Star Trek 3.
Star Trek
So they,
already had like a fan base though, so they didn't really need to.
I mean, that is
rush
true,
anything.
but
look at Star Wars right now. Even like the main episodes, the Skywalker episodes, actually came out a year. I mean, like one was like I think 2014, 2016, or no, it'd been 20. It
Yeah,
was
but Star
20.
Wars is already
it
known.
was 15, 17, and 19.
Yeah,
right?
but they came out every other year instead of every year.
Yeah, but
People
then
are
we got
gonna go.
Solo in between. Ugh.
But
People are gonna go
Solo-
see.
I will die. I will die on my pedestal saying Solo was better than what everyone gives it credit for.
Okay, no, because I went back to I rewatched it, and it's they laid a turd with that. They really did. And
Solo
that
was really good. I liked Solo,
no, it's
and it
not.
deserves a sequel.
You also like DC over
No, it's
Marvel
not. It's
over
a
Marvel,
sequel.
so we know where you stand. In the
What?
crazy. I said he also likes DC over Marvel, so we know where he stands.
But I mean, we got Rogue One out of it. Rogue One is freaking. That's
Alright.
one of the top 3 Star Wars movies
I'm
of all
gonna-
time, I think. But Solo is
So-
like worse than Episode 1, and
I
you
don't
know how I
remember
feel
where
about
I-
Episode 1.
No, I don't. I no, but I don't remember where I heard this.
Episode
But-
1 so much better knowing Jar Jar got lucky.
Darth Jar Jar, come on now. No, but I don't remember where I heard this. I heard it somewhere. But do you like Rogue One or do you like the last like 15 minutes of Rogue One? 'Cause
I love Rogue One.
I started thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I honestly only think I like the last 15 minutes of Rogue One.
I love
Rogue
I
One,
love the whole
Rogue
movie.
One, like Last Jedi, or no, like Rise of Skywalker keeps falling and falling.
Nope. No, I still think Rogue One is the whole setup, the whole idea. I love the whole concept of let's get this guy. We're going to make him build the Death Star, and I loved it. I love the whole concept of it.
We were this close to greatness.
Revenge of the Sith, best Star Wars movie.
Can confirm it is.
No, it's Empire's the best.
No,
Best Star Wars movie.
It's not, but I do enjoy Revenge of the Sith. Watch them kill a bunch of younglings.
I didn't know. I love Sith. That was the best of the prequels.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I think Empire is, to me, Empire is the greatest.
Does anybody have any more news or anything they want to discuss?
I have after this yawn. Okay.
Sorry, boring you so
I'm le-
much.
I'm laying down on my bed. I'm actually underneath all of my covers. I know this is a movie topic, but for anybody fans of Linkin Park, the 20th anniversary of Hybrid Theory just got was recently, so they came out with a super deluxe box set, and I was like, oh sweet, I'm gonna go buy it. And I
That's
was like, oh, right, and I go look, $200. Now I'm not saying it's not worth it, because they're, for those of us who we'll just say are boomers, there's
Hold on, excuse me. I bought Hybrid Theory.
no.
I'm hearing their first song.
I'm
so-
just saying that they have vinyls. They have
Oh, that's freaking
vinyls
awesome.
for each of the albums, or for not each of the. It's for Hybrid Theory, for Hybrid Theory EP and Reanimation all have vinyls. Then there's 18 tracks previously released, underground tracks, another 12, 3 live albums. Hybrid Theory on vinyl for the first time ever. A bunch of lithos, which I'm not really sure what lithos are. Are those pictures?
Those are pictures, I think. Like, yeah, lithographs are pictures.
So 3 lithographs featuring art from Johan, Mike Shinoda, and Frank Maddox.
Wow.
A download card for every single. So not only do you get like the CDs and the vinyls, you get a download card for everything to to upload wherever you want. An oversized poster of Chester Bennington, which I would have rather had a blow-up doll, but that's just me. 80-page book featuring contributions from the band, previously unseen photographs.
That's probably not that bad of a price. A vinyl record alone, a new one, they're $25-$30 easy or more. So you're getting all that stuff. That's not that bad of a price.
Look at the picture. I'll put it in the group. I mean, it's like a lot. Especially there's like a cool little like box it comes with. It's a lot of stuff.
Holy cow!
That's pretty awesome.
That might be worth the $200.
That might be worth the $200.
Yeah, I went to go buy it.
I would love to have Hybrid Theory on vinyl. That would be freaking awesome.
They're still out of stock. It sold out like almost instantaneously.
I'm surprised it's been 20 years.
Lincoln.
Right.
Okay, this is gonna be really bad of me, but Lincoln Park is the one where the lead singer killed himself, or
yes,
okay.
Yeah,
one of the bands that
okay,
the lead singer killed
because
himself.
I always forget Lincoln Park and like Panic at the Disco and all those like bands that kind of got big at the same time.
Now, I mean, I know I was arguing with Chris over football, but if you're gonna, you better not even compare Lincoln Park.
I'm not
Panic at the
comparing
Disco.
them.
I will drive.
I'm just saying
right now, and I will fillet you.
I'm not comparing.
Is it Panic at the Disco now?
Like
They're like the Guns N' Roses without the Guns N' Roses.
They're all famous again,
right?
Panic at the Disco.
They're the only guy that's the same as the lead.
The lead singer
is the lead singer. They took the exclamation point out of their name.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm not comparing them because Linkin Park's definitely better. But I'm just saying when I started listening to all of them was about the same time, so I kind of get them all mixed up in my head. But I know Linkin Park's the best of all.
Now, see, I would say I would compare Linkin Park with like Disturbed, but that's two different kinds of music. But they came out exactly the same time.
I feel like the reason why I love Linkin Park is because they're like a breed all of their own. It's so hard to compare them to anything because you have like the Mike rapping over Chester singing, and that really doesn't happen with too many bands. You don't get.
You had probably maybe Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, like Limp Bizkit. Like a couple of those. Good Charlotte, but that's really not like.
They were just a rock band.
Good Charlotte's like halfway to Linkin Park, and then the other half is like of something else. That's why I love Linkin Park. They're a hybrid. They're a hybrid theory. That's exactly what they are.
Linkin Park and Limp Bizkit got popular at the perfect time in my life because my first wife had just left me, and I was very, very angry. So for Linkin Park, Disturbed, and Limp Bizkit, and I was like, now I get why these guys are so angry all the time. Before I couldn't understand it, and then I started listening to this music, and boy, what a way to release, not wanting to hurt people. I mean, that was the music that did it for me. So
can I
thank
say
God,
one of the
thank God for those bands to come out at that time. I tell you what,
the best collab of musicians ever is Linkin Park and Jay-Z.
Oh, that album is really good.
Yeah,
it's only like 8
Encore.
Songs, or 6 songs or something like that.
Yeah. Numb and Encore.
Izzo and Numb Encore.
Well, so if we're going to talk music, we have to talk about the passing of legendary guitarist Eddie Van Halen. I'm sorry.
Rip.
Don't be OG'ing me because you know what? Without Eddie Van Halen, there is no.
Oh no.
There is no Limp Bizkit. There is no.
Yeah, no.
There is no Disturbed. There is no anybody without Eddie.
Greatest guitarist of all time. If he's not in your top 3, you're dumb.
Yeah, he's the. Well, I put him 2 probably behind Chet Atkins.
I'm saying top 3 because everybody has a little bit of different taste.
Yeah,
he's number 2 in my list, but
I do feel like he kind of gave up towards the end of his career though, so he definitely doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame.
Van Halen was the. I was hard to ignore him because he gave up because he died.
I'm sorry.
What's Okay,
Well,
what's everybody's number one Van Halen song?
Let me talk about Van Halen here for a
I
second.
don't know Van
So,
Halen that much.
so Van Halen, they came out in the 70s, and everybody kind of knew what they were. But as part of the MTV generation, when obviously 1984, the album 1984, which came out in 1984, had Jump
What?
in Panama. That's where they really put Van Halen on the map of popular music, and people started going back and listening to their older stuff. And you had, I mean, Jump was everywhere. Jump was the number one song for weeks and weeks and weeks. The Cubs used Jump as their song in 1984 as to start the broadcast of their games on WGN. So that's how big it was. But Eddie Van Halen influenced so many guitarists, and it's call me boomer, call me old, I don't care, but we're losing those type of musicians now based on the music that's popular today, which is all electric, which is all computer generated, which is all just everything's ran through filters and synthesizers, and there's no kids don't sit for hours and practice like that anymore. And I think we're losing that whole.
You're wrong there.
No, we're not.
I think
we're
people
not.
that play instruments are still practicing.
Right,
When
but you don't have those guys like you had those guitar.
Have you ever seen it? It takes time to actually make electronic music. It's harder than just hitting a button.
But
there's more to it than.
But it's not. But you're losing a talent, that a God-given talent of playing the guitar. That I play the guitar. I play the guitar.
Talent.
I no, I don't believe it to be a talent. I think.
All right, we're gonna have another debate.
Hold on. No, listen to me. I think anybody can do it, because anybody can put it. Anybody can. If I can teach myself to play the guitar, I think anybody should be able to teach themselves to play the guitar. It's not that difficult. But to play on the level of Eddie Van Halen, and I mean, there's so many other guitarists out there, and you can go into Brad Paisley into country music, and you can go into Vince Gill, and you can go into, I mean, name me a musician today that has the talent, musical talent, that somebody say Eddie Van Halen had. I mean,
Mike Shinoda.
He didn't just play the guitar. Well, okay, good, thank you. So, but he didn't just play the guitar; he played the keyboards. You had Alex on the drums. You don't have those bands. Don't, if they exist, they're few and far between, and they don't get signed, and they don't get played on in regular rotation anymore.
Every single day, Mike Shinoda streams on Twitch, and he streams for probably between 2 and 4 or 5 hours a day, and he's making music with fans,
and that's great. That's awesome.
He has this crazy program. Sometimes he'll he has this crazy program which helps him create all these different beats and stuff like that. And then sometimes if he can't find, he's like, you know what, I don't really like any of these tones, so I'm just gonna record one myself. And he'll literally take his guitar and play, or his keyboard or whatever, and he'll play a tune with his guitar or whatever, and then record it and upload it to this program, and then use it in this little beat.
That's called Pro Tools.
All while he's visiting his fans' Animal Crossing villages and stuff like that. Mike's definitely he's so much fun to watch on Twitch. He really interacts with everybody.
Outside of your older bands, you got Blink 182, you've got Foo Fighters, you have maybe A Day to Remember.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of those bands, what new bands are coming up? New bands like those? They just play raw. Exactly, and that's
bands are on their way out.
And the next, for the next, hopefully, there's kids out there that can find Eddie Van Halen on YouTube, that can find Metallica.
Okay, hold on. It's not that they're on their way out. It's that
they're radio pick it up and take it over.
Yeah, they're just outrunning. They're just coming out of style, like how boy bands isn't in style anymore, but it was all the rage in the 90s and 2000s.
Well, let's hope that rock bands, that it's a cycle. Boy bands are a cycle. Boy bands have always been a cycle. They were popular in the 50s and 60s, comes and goes. But rock and roll was a mainstay for quite a long time.
Still is.
No, it's not. Look at the top 40 songs, and there is probably not a rock band on there.
Yeah, no, because it's all like rap and stuff now.
Yeah, it's
Like,
horrible.
Everybody wants to. Which I mean, I won't say that like all rap is horrible, but
I'm
like
not saying that all rap is horrible.
radio rap is trash.
There is
Radio
No,
rap
the underground
is not
rap
good.
is the best. Like Hobson, Logic
Like-
might be radio rap now, but Logic is still great.
Like any of these like
Tech
new
Nine.
like yeah, but those are all from. First of all, Tech just put out another album, or what?
Yeah,
Tech has more songs than I've been days alive. I'm pretty sure.
Tech is one of the greatest rappers of like. In my opinion, he's one of the greatest rappers.
Like he's writing music all day long, apparently. Like
He threatened he's gonna retire, but he keeps going.
Anyway, I want to end this with rest in peace to one of the greatest guitar players in the history of music, Mr. Edward Van Halen.
Rest in peace.
So,
All right, let's end this. Mikey, do you have any shower thoughts for us?
Yeah.
You're kind of silent this
yeah,
episode.
cover the
I feel.
people.
No, that's cool.
Cover the peephole. That's the shower thought.
Yeah. If a toy in Toy Story died, the toys would know, but the kid would be playing with the corpse.
What is wrong with you?
Maybe all of our toys we play with are dead toys.
What kind of psychopath did we invite to this podcast?
You want me to give you another one? Just to...
no, that was
No.
great.
That's a great one. That's a great one.
No,
I love it.
Yeah. I just didn't know we were dealing with a psychopath.
All right, Tim, take us out.
Oh man, no matter how prepared I am, I always feel so on the spot.
Yeah, you are on the spot.
I'm always on the spot. Speaking of on the spot, if you're ever on the spot and somebody asks you, who do you go to for all of your podcast and your nerding things that you want to talk about? I personally, I go out of my way and I'm like, oh hey, you should check out. I was gonna say the old name, Hoosier Nerds. You gotta check us out at Spotify and Twitter, and I'm pretty sure we might have Facebook or something like that. You can find us on YouTube as well. But again, if anybody's wondering where you get your nerd stuff, just come check out Hoosier Nerds.